In this lesson, we're going to talk about the join and unjoin geometry here. And we've got some props set up. So what happens with the join geometry is it doesn't change the size or shape of anything. What it does is it gets objects to talk with each other. That's what the join tool does. Nothing's going to get any larger or smaller. Nothing's going to change shape. There's no physical change in the object other than the fact that display wise it starts to clean up and show where those little invisible edges are, where the faces. Once this wall is joined with this roof, you will see the edge between the different faces. Likewise with all these objects. So the first thing is it does is it cleans up the surface edging between joined objects. The second thing it does is it compares the layers within walls and roofs and floors and starts to compare materials and stuff and does the actual cleanup. So I'm just going to go start with these walls here on my level 1. I'll zoom over here. Okay, I'll do SD on the keyboard. Now by default I'm just going to draw this wall over here, move it over. Whenever you draw a wall in Revit, if I click on here and say create similar and I draw a wall just like that and I crisscross them and hit escape, by default they're going to join. When walls touch each other, they join. And this is the result of what joining does with walls. It compares the two walls, compares the structural core of the walls, compares the materials within the core, outside of the core, and then starts to look at the layer priorities in there. Okay, the function priorities. And that's how that cleans up. But if you were to go in here and unjoin these guys, I'll just cancel that. Unjoin. Click. All you have to do is pick one of them actually, and it unjoins. Now look what happens. This is an unjoined version. And if we go to the 3D view of this, okay, and I'm just going to delete this guy. Okay, you'll see that if I go HL on the keyboard, it's actually not showing you, shift middle mouse button, it's not really showing us that edge in the middle, that invisible edge. So we can join it from any view. I can say join this, and we also have the multiple option. So if you want to join it to multiple objects, you check off the multiple. I'm just doing one at a time, so you would have to pick 1, 2, 1, 2, click. Now they're joined. Joining them there, of course, corresponds through in our 3D view. Okay, so joining walls or roofs or floors or any combination of those three objects together are going to do this. They're going to clean up the seam line between the edges and then start to compare core objects and stuff. And you can have a look in the help menu on joining and priorities. Concrete also has its own kind of automatic joining process. So carrying that on, look over here. All we have here is a wall and a floor. And it just so happens that there's a brick line there. But if I move that guy up, let's just pull it up a little bit. That brick line won't be necessarily in the right place. You see, you're not getting the connection between the faces. This is a simple join. Join this with this. All of a sudden, you're going to see that line. Nothing changes sizes, but now you're going to get the good join. Now, what happens? I'm going to undo that. Okay. Oh, and now let's go do it from a sectional view. Okay, that's over here. Let's do a section. Little section right through there. Escape, escape, double click, open it up, zoom in, probably change this to say fine detail. Okay, join it up. Watch what happens. Join. Doesn't matter which one you pick first if you're doing them. Now look what happened there. It compared the floor to the wall, okay, or the floor to the wall, and then what happened is it went core to core. So the floor governs over the wall core and it stops there, but these are finishing layers in the floor. So they butt up against and stop there. So this is the example of the wall core coming down and hitting the floor core and then working its way up there. So that is the example of a cleaned up, joined wall and floor. So it shows better from the 3D view as far as this goes, but also shows up in section. Same as with the roof. Okay, let's join the roof. Join the roof with the wall. All of a sudden we get the good cleanup. Let's go up to our second floor. Let's do a little section through there. Section right through here. Bring back our cut line. Double click on our bubble. Go in. Change your detail level to be fine. And oh, there's really not much there in detail level. Do we have a different roof here? Let's go wood rafter with shingles and insulation. Okay, there's a little bit different. Now what I probably want to do is take this and attach. Don't get join mixed up with attach. If I attach the wall to the roof, it does this. That's different. Attaching actually and detaching changes the shape. Don't get that mixed up with join geometry. Okay, join geometry is different. So that actually would work out the way it was. We don't need to actually do a join geometry if you do an attach. So that's kind of just a little side lesson in that. Oh, look what happened. When it did the attach, it doesn't reach, so I need to pull this guy back a little bit. Can I pick on that grip and pull that back? Pick on here, click, shift to keep it nice and straight. Pull that guy back, click on here, hover, pick, shift to keep it nice and straight, down. Okay, roofs are the same thing, join geometry. Okay, so let's take this roof is our rafter roof. So let's use our great match type and match this to this. Now they're the same roof type. Okay, escape, escape. If we do a join here, join this guy to this guy, it's going to do that. Okay, that's not, now once again, don't get that mixed up with roof join. Okay, there's roof join or join roof. There's join, and then there's attach to roof. Okay, they're three different, similar, and I know I got them mixed up when I started learning Revit. So we'll come up, we'll be doing the join roof later. Join roof actually physically changes the size of it. Join geometry, nothing changes shape or size. It just simply joins them. Let's go up to our level 2 and do a little section through here quickly. Or we have one right here. Let's just drag it through here and then open it up. Escape, escape. And we can see that joining the geometry did this. If we unjoin this with, then we end up with this. Unjoin this. Click out. So the unjoined two roofs look like this, and I'm in fine detail here. And the joined objects will do this. So it does a nice cleanup for you. Okay. The last thing on our list here is concrete, and concrete is a little bit different. I'm just going to switch over here to be realistic mode. It looks good. When footings and concrete, when actual concrete objects interact, they automatically join. You have to unjoin them. So if I take a footing and it just so happens that escape, escape, that footing is intersecting with this, it'll automatically join. You don't have to. You would have to unjoin them to not have them join, and then you would see the seam line. So when concrete comes together, they just automatically join. Similar when walls crisscross. So there's a couple tips on using the join and unjoin geometry tools.